when their life started 15 years ago, and now it's grown to be just an incredible relationship. Please welcome Julie and Katrina.
Well, thank you guys so much for inviting us to share our story. Throughout my life, I have overcome adversity while making positive strides to achieve a better life. My mother was addicted to drugs, and because of her addiction, she was unable to care for me and my 4 siblings. I've had limited contact with her throughout my life. Fortunately, I lived with my father, who on one hand was a wonderful father who took care of me to the best of his ability. On the other hand, he did not have the money or sense to provide for me. My father, siblings, and random people regularly used drugs in my house. While I was growing up, I was never told I could have a life different than what was dealt to me. The cards that were dealt to me included a life of anxiety, of not knowing where my next meal was coming from, of curiosity if my dad was going to make the bills that month, and if we would have a roof over our head the next. I never even envisioned that college would be a possibility. After all, my father only received his GED, and I had never met anybody who had attended college. But I guess I was fortunate enough to be very strong-willed and persistent. I heard about Big Brothers Big Sisters, so I begged and pleaded my dad to sign me up for the program. As I recall, I even got the phone for him to make that first call. At age 9, my father contacted Big Brothers Big Sisters mentoring program, and it turned out that signing me up for Big Brothers Big Sisters would be one of the best things he ever did for me. That year, I was matched with my big sister, Julie. And Julie opened up my life to a whole new world. For the first time in my life, I saw a different path. I rode in a nice car that had air conditioning and wouldn't break down or run out of gas. I saw a clean house with running water, electricity, a washer and dryer, a working telephone, and most of all, a house filled with love and lots of hugs. Big Brothers Big Sisters provided me with many opportunities. I got to attend my first baseball game, attend plays, go to summer camp, and also go to many Suns games, which without these opportunities, I wouldn't have become the person I am today. I am a loyal, die-hard Suns fan, even when they're not doing so hot, but I hang on to that hope that there's always next season. More significantly than our fun outings together, we talked a lot. We talked about the past, we talked about the present, but most importantly, we talked about the future.
Katrina was destined to be a statistic and not a good one. But Katrina is the perfect example of someone who had the perseverance to change her own life story. I knew Katrina was special the day we met, and we've had a bond ever since. She hasn't only changed her own life, but she's contributing to society now and destined to make a difference in so many other lives. She's not only beautiful on the outside, but she's beautiful on the inside. She's caring, compassionate, honest, smart, trustworthy, genuine, and a respected young woman with more determination than anyone I know. Katrina overcame the odds. She went on to graduate high school with honors and then applied for every grant and scholarship she could get her hands on to go to college. She went on to ASU and graduated in 4 years, something most of us can't say we did. When she graduated, she had no student loans and had volunteered hundreds of hours at nonprofits throughout the valley while working part-time jobs. If graduating with a bachelor's degree wasn't enough, Katrina applied to ASU's Master's of Social Work program and was accepted. Not an easy thing to do for a 22-year-old. Katrina completed the 2-year master's program last May and is currently working as a volunteer coordinator for a domestic violence shelter. Katrina has always wanted to give back to society, having experienced so many hardships firsthand at such an early age. It seems like most people who grow up in dysfunctional homes want to blame anyone they can for their past or where they are in their future. But Katrina has never wanted to blame anyone for her past. She had just always wanted to change her future. She knew she could be more than the hand she was dealt in life. I believe it is amazing programs like Big Brothers Big Sisters that allow children to have opportunities to be matched to mentors that can make a difference in their life. Mentoring a child can be as easy as helping them with their homework, playing basketball on the weekend, or just talking over ice cream, something Katrina and I did a lot of. It's funny how life presents itself. My daughter Grace is now 9 years old, the age Katrina was when we were matched. Grace doesn't know a life without Katrina, and they now have a bond that resembles the one I have with Katrina. My daughter has someone amazing to look up to, someone to guide her through life, someone to confide in when she doesn't want to go to her old mom, and someone to celebrate her accomplishments with, over ice cream, of course. Big Brothers Big Sisters talks about how bigs are heroes to their littles, but Katrina is my hero. Although she'll tell you I did a lot for her, she's done just as much for me. She's taught me that you really can't do anything you put your mind to. Never judge someone from what you see on the outside, because there's so much more on the inside. And you can call anyone you want family. I stopped introducing Katrina as my little sister through Big Brothers Big Sisters years ago, because she's so much more than that. Yes, most people look confused when I say she's my sister, but we just smile at each other, and I think to myself, wow, I'm honored to have known this amazing young woman for so many years, and blessed to call her my sister.
My big sister was there for me during so many critical times throughout my life. My big sister was there for me when I was homeless. My big sister was there for me when I got into a major car accident when I was 13 years old, shattering my pelvis and ending up in a wheelchair for a few weeks. My big sister was there for me when I lived in an abusive household. My big sister was there for me when I had my first heartbreak. My big sister was there for me when I got my first job. My big sister was there for me throughout high school. My big sister was there for me when I went off to college, and my big sister was there for me at both of my college graduations. My big sister was there for me when I bought my first house this year. My big sister has been there for me every single day since the day that we were matched. And she has never given up on me. She has always encouraged me along the way. My life story changed the day that I met Julie. She exposed me to a life I didn't think was possible until she showed me it was. I started to think about my future and dream more of what it could be like. I worked hard in school and I stayed out of trouble because I wanted to make Julie proud, but also I knew she would have something to say about it if I didn't. She was the only person who ever expected the best from me, and I didn't want to let her down. Julie has been a huge part of my drive and determination to achieve my goals. Julie provided me with the confidence to reach beyond what I ever thought I was capable of becoming. Julie truly saved my life in more ways than one, and I am happy to have celebrated 15 years of being matched with this amazing woman.